What's up, guys? It's time for another X2Y2 update, and it's also time to take some action on it. It is sitting at 93, close to 94 cents today. It bounced back up a little bit after the massive downfall it had for a couple of days. It went all the way down to 76, close to 77 cents. It definitely dropped a lot, of course, from the $4 that it was at right before the claim. So after that, it's been on a downward trend, hasn't really recovered anymore. Market itself doesn't really help, right? The whole market is very, very unstable. There's a lot of chaos going on. In my previous video of yesterday, we went in a little bit more depth on what the market is doing and what I'm focusing on right now, which was the X2Y2 video too. But there was a little of a recovery again. Bitcoin hit the 36K, Ethereum hit the 2500, and right now it recovered a little bit. Same went for X2Y2. One thing I question myself is this: why there's so big of a difference in token on Uniswap, which should be like a live update one compared to CoinMarketCap, right? Here it's sitting at 84 cents, but it kind of seems like this one has been stuck for a little while, like it's not updating. There's a couple of sales now. There weren't any sales just before, so there's a couple of buy orders, couple of sell orders. This is like literally nothing. But it was a bit of a drop. If we zoom in a little bit, you can see here it went from 95 to it dropped 10 cents here. But that's not showing on the chart here. So I wonder if this one is behind or the other one is behind, but we might see a drop here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna update, of course, first and see where we're at with the results in our Excel sheet, but then we're gonna buy in a couple of more and I'll tell you why. So we're sitting at 5,028, we'll round it off, 5,028 tokens. It is the 23rd of the 2nd. We're sitting today a little bit earlier. We're a bit earlier today. Let's round it off to 2 p.m. Which means that we have this minus, hold up. Oh yeah, we can do this and then we can just drag that one. We can drag that one to there. Which means in total, we have earned ourselves this, right? We've earned ourselves 1,700 tokens in total, sitting just below the $1. So let's round that off to roughly $1,500 is what we've earned in rewards, in staking rewards. But considering the token price has gone down quite a lot, we're still in a loss, right? Right now we're sitting at this times, what did we just say? 93 cents. So we're sitting at $4,700, where was our buy-in. So we're sitting at $1,000 loss right now. Again, I'm gonna buy a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I just transferred a little bit of USDT towards this because I had some USDT or I had some AVAX left. I made a trade, pretty decent trade that I did on Elixir, which is what we talked about in my Discord. All the Discord guys got the call for that 2 days before. The Elixir Finance is like a cold room that you can buy, like an NFT that you can buy. You could buy in to a maximum of $1,000. Buy-in per Elixir token was $6. After the launch, it was at 60. And the cold room NFTs that you that generate passive income, like they generate the Elixir tokens, they sold for a 10x as well. So I made a little bit of money on that, which is nice. I sold a bit and I'm in it for free, risk-free. So I thought, you know what, I'll just use that profit and then throw that profit back in here. You want to be up to date with all these calls that we do because a 10x is definitely easy money. Join the Discord because that's where all the guys get all these early calls before YouTube gets it. But yeah, so I thought, you know what, I have a little money there left over. Why not just go towards X2Y2? And why am I doing this? I see a little bit of an upward trend with the team, as in, you know, the things that they're doing, the development. I actually do see a bit of movement and progression. There's one announcement here that I will run over with you guys about the things that they're doing, which is to me the reason I'm going to buy in a little bit more. Not because I really believe in the project for the longer term, because I still think that it's a little bit dangerous, a little bit risky, still a little bit dodgy overall. Not dodgy as in it's going to be a scam, but just dodgy as in sometimes it kind of seems like they're just doing something. They don't really know what they're doing. They have no clue. And that still feels the same. Even though there's progression there, it still feels like he is making a couple of mistakes, right? So we're going to stake all of it. I do think that it's pretty low right now. Yes. Are we doing anything here? No. Reject. I do think that the price can drop down a little bit more still. So I've got another 2,000 that I've decided I would allocate to this if the price drops a little bit more, right? I said it before, I wouldn't necessarily double this amount. I would just go roughly for the amount of tokens that I have and double the amount of tokens. Well, right now we've got ourselves 2,700 tokens. If this is all loading, we can actually stake it. But we've got 2,700 tokens that we're going to add to it. If it drops to, I don't know, 50, 60 cents, I will put in another $2,000 and then up the amount of tokens again, and then let it ride out after that. But considering I'm now decreasing my dollar cost average, which I know you guys like me here saying, with only a 20 to 30% increase right now, I'll be back in profit. All right, let's see if this works. And then the cool thing will be that we're going to be able to see tomorrow. All right, they changed this. By the way, this is one of the updates. Estimated gas fee was before very high. I had like an estimated gas fee $350, end up paying $150. Now they've changed it up a little bit, so you get an estimated gas fee that's actually closer to the real price you're paying. Let's see if this is all working. I will see the actual gas fee that we paid, and then of course we will put it in our Excel sheet here. Let's put this bit here, which is going to be the 23rd of the 2nd, 2022 at 2 p.m. is what we put it in, and then we've got ourselves, well, let's see exactly how much it was. What is this? This is the amount of Ethereum that we put in. Well, you can leave that blank because we're only looking at the amount of dollars that we put in. Did it work? And then we can see from tomorrow moving forward if there's a bit of a benefit going on here. Now we've got ourselves 77 and 98 tokens. Let's see exactly what happened, how much we put in. Well, let's just check here. We can see this one, view on Block Explorer. We're just doing live trading here, guys. We traded $2,368. Let's just copy paste this and put this one in here. And then we have ourselves, how many tokens did we say? Oh, let's see. This amount of tokens. So now we've obviously doubled up on the amount of tokens that we have. Well, not doubled up, but it is higher at least. So we want to see a bit of a different movement going forward. Now that's the whole idea about adding the tokens in there, right? It's not just buying because I want to just benefit from the compounding. I am curious to see how many tokens we will be earning per day now, but you're gonna assume right now it's sitting at 300 to 350. I think it can hold around the 300 to 350. Let's say above the 300 for a little bit, considering the APR is going down, but you do hold more tokens, right? So 2 days back, 2 videos back, we looked at it here and we were like, oh, we want to go towards the 400 tokens per day. We did the APR calculation and we saw that in 2 days from this point, which would have been today, we would be earning 380 tokens. And then after that, we were hoping on 400 tokens a day. That's definitely not going to happen. That's definitely not the case. Yes, we are a little bit early, but we're only 3 hours early compared to the other videos. Well, not even necessarily here. Yeah, on this one where we made the calculation, it is 3 hours ago. We write this down different, by the way. Then we do this. 3 hours difference. So in 3 hours from now, we definitely would have earned 100 tokens, right? This would have been 320 or something like that. So the amount of tokens that we're earning is actually slowly going down because APR is going down. Rather than having a good compounding effect and earning more and more tokens every day, we're earning less tokens every single day because APR is downgrading a little bit too much. So that's why, again, I've upped it a little bit now. I do think that there's a bit of an upside potential. Right, if you look at what the team is doing, they are coming up with new things, and I don't want to be in this for too long. So that's why if the price goes up for 20-30% and I can benefit from a little bit of the compounding now, or the APR now, then I can take it out after that, at least without a loss, right? This here, I'll give you guys a teaser, is the Elixir one that you were able to buy into, and then you bought the Cauldron, which is this thing. Oh no, that's the Elixir. The Cauldron is like one of the NFTs that you could get, and you buy it with the Elixir, and then you were able to generate Elixir tokens with the Cauldron and then sell it again after that. Very good trade. I bought 3 Cauldrons and I was able to sell one of them for $1,400. I was able to sell another one for $2,200. Still have tokens left, still have one of the cold rooms left as well, and I only put in $1,000, and that's all happening in our own community. All right, back to business. X2Y2 here, there's a bit of a weekly update. The security, what have they done? The audit report was of course live, that's on Twitter announced as well. Various security updates, anti-phishing code implementation. I think this is a very good idea. Marketplace, the claim and stake feature is now live. Improved gas fee estimation, which we just saw. All right, that's something that we need to not forget, because we just put in let's see, we just staked, right? The staking gas fee was here only $20, right? This is important to understand. $20 here for the staking, and for the actual buy order it was 18. So we only paid $38 in gas fee right now, which is a lot less than it was at the start. So here we put down 38. So $38 to buy the token and to stake it as a whole completed, which is definitely different than the 210, which means it also becomes accessible for people with smaller budgets, right? Before, if you would stake it less than 1,000, it just wasn't gonna be doing you any good. Why not? Because, well, if you pay 20% in gas fee on a $1,000 investment, then it just doesn't make sense, because you have to take it out later on again. If you then have roughly the same amount of gas fee to take it out, then you need 40% gain just to break even. So that wasn't worth it. Now it is definitely worth it also for people that have $1,000 or less. So improved gas fee estimation, sell below floor price warning. I think that that's awesome. I haven't experienced it yet because I don't really know. I'm not actually actively trading. But what I'm going to assume is that if you have something listed, floor price drops, then you get a warning when you're selling below or let's say you listed something that's not at the floor price, but you listed it above the floor price, and then there's going to be a couple of sales, which means that you're the floor price, and that means that you're lower than everybody else. Then you might get a warning of like, look, you're selling a little bit too cheap, you might want to up the price, something like that, right? Which is good because it gets people interactive a little bit with the amount of with the prices they put in and the selling. I think that makes it a little bit more interactive when selling and buying NFTs. Extended listing rewards expiration time, cool. Add NFT listing rewards snapshot time to UI. So this is now on the website. Growth, NFT marketplace with the second largest user base. Wow, that's a very big statement this quick already. Why is this? Probably because of the listing rewards, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that people want to sell. They might list it just like I did with a couple of NFTs very high because I don't really want to sell it, but at least there's movement and traction. Distributed 2.5 million in tokens, 40K on Twitter and 30K in Discord. So for their socials, they definitely do still need to grow. If you compare that to LuxRare, for example, I think that they have 130 or something on Twitter. Oh, well, that's gone up quite a lot. So 193K on Twitter compared to their 42, right? So that needs a little, not that that's that important, but still it's one of the things you want to consider when looking at the popularity of a company or a project. The rewards here right now are sitting at 224, which is stable. This is where it's going to stay for a long time, probably another 2.5 months, 2 to 2.5 months. It's going to stay here. So if you want to benefit from the WEF APR, it's okay. There is some gain here in the WEF APR. You could. People want me to do a video on LuxRare itself, which I will do somewhere this week, probably an update whether I think it's a good investment, yes or no. Right now, considering it has dropped so much. So I sold with a very good profit at a very good time. We didn't have the peak. I missed this bit because I wanted to do a video for you guys, but I sold it somewhere here at $3.20 right before this thing dropped. But because of the APR that I had, I still had a very decent gain. I bought in somewhere here, right? And that was a very good trade. For $25,000 became 47, I believe, something like that. So I'll do a video on that, whether I think it's a good entry point now again. But X2Y2 right now has one of the biggest user bases. I'm going to assume that only OpenSea has a bigger one. So they've taken over LuxRare when it comes down to the user base. Social still needs to increase and grow, but it's going in a decent pace. Gearing towards growth through hiring marketing, community, and business development. 200 plus applications. So this will be good, right? I'm curious to see what's gonna happen here if they actually do hire that many people and they're gonna attack things a lot. Then you would assume that there's gonna be a lot of movement and traction going. And in that case, if that's gonna be the case, you want to expect that the token price is definitely gonna go up and that there's gonna be movement here from the token price. Again, what we have discussed before, there's more tokens coming in circulating supply every single day because of the insane APR. So the price does struggle, which is one of the reasons I got out of Lux. Every single day with Lux, there were 4 million tokens coming into circulating supply in phase 1, and after that 2 million. So after a while, it's so many tokens in circulating supply that the price will struggle to hold stable. And the same thing is going to happen here. So again, we're looking at a short-term play. But if the price goes back to 120, 130, and we have lowered our dollar cost average, then it's going to be a good trade and we can get out. But considering there's so many things to come up, there could be an expectation of this to go back to 150 to $2. Upcoming, there will be bulk buying, there will be integrated rarity tools, show the entire collections, edit collection and royalty UI, ERC 1155 support. Then this is some updates on the audit. Let's see if this is useful for us. No, we've already went through this. We've already gone through this yesterday. On that Twitter, nothing too special, nothing too new. I do like this. I think somebody in the chat mentioned that as well. I just looked at the chat right before I started the video. I think somebody said the same thing. I like how they say JPG rather than saying NFT. Didn't someone? Yeah, he. Love how the team says JPGs instead of NFTs because it's a JPG picture, right? It makes them a little bit more leveling with the NFT investors, I guess. You can buy those JPGs directly from the list on both the Explore and Collection page, one of the smaller product improvements we're shipping daily. I don't think so, to be honest. The cost of building a marketplace is way too high compared to hacking a DeFi protocol or rug pull. Sometime this year, a new NFT marketplace will launch, offering you free tokens if you list your NFTs, like we've seen with Luxra and X2Y2. Listing is approving the marketplace to send transfer your assets, and it'll be a scam. 10 million will be lost. I do think that that's going to be true, right? I do think that will be the case somewhere. He's saying it's way too expensive. The cost is way too high. It's too expensive to build something like that. Instead of the hacking like a DeFi protocol or just making a rug pull, you can just easily make up a NFT project and then do a rug pull there if you don't dox, which is true, I guess. But still, there's not that much money being made than if you do this. Because this is gonna earn them hundreds of or tens of hundreds of millions of dollars, and with rug pull that might not happen as quick. Buy an item directly from the list, live on X2Y2 now, so you can buy right here rather than clicking on it, going to it. This is one of the features that's on OpenSea already as well. The UI on X2Y2 does look a lot better though than that one of Luxra. I don't like the look of Luxra, it's too dark for me. A lot of people, by the way, are saying that I should make my my Discord to do with dark mode. I've tried it, I hate it. I can't deal with dark mode, it's too dark for me. I like it has to be bright, easier overview. And that's the same thing for me looking at Luxra. It's too dark. I don't like looking at the dark background, the dark page. Doesn't give me a good overview. So I like X2Y2 a lot better. It's a little bit more bright. It's an easier overview for me personally. But that aside, overall, it is an easier UI. Like it's very clear to see. You can list your NFTs here. You can explore. There's the socials. They have a example collection from them itself that's coming soon. That the list here is a little bit of a advertisement, right? And then the hot collections straight away here, which is again an easier overview I think than it is on Luxra. This is weird though. Tasty Bones has gone up a little bit with tradable volume. Azuki still the same. It's all kind of not doing too much here. There's not that much. I want to see more movement, like bigger movement, right? Over the last 24 hours, I want to see these numbers, big numbers here. Mutant Ape, that means that there's 5 to 10 Mutant Apes sold depending on the average price. Floor price of Mutant here is a lot lower, by the way, than it is at OpenSea. Lastly, one more thing that I want to go over is the rewards NFT listings. Still doesn't really make sense to me this bit. I haven't lowered the price, so we don't know for sure whether that's the case, yes or no. but I think that that is the case. It's just a different number now again than it was before, right? So if we go back to the 22nd, here we had the highest rewards for the warm rise, probably because it's closest to the floor price, right? That's what we thought about. Why? Because floor price was sitting at 0.8. We got 10 tokens here, and these two were listed a little bit higher, and we get less. So I'm going to assume because these were further away from the floor price that we got less tokens, and that's why the mutant is a little bit lower, because the floor price was sitting around 22, maybe dropped a little bit to around the 20, and I listed it for 35. So I will list it, I will do it in a minute, my mutant ape probably for 30, because I just wouldn't want to sell it for anything less than 30 and see if we're going to get more tokens when that's the case. Look at the results of today. This one doesn't get any because there's no tradable volume. This one suddenly gets a lot, a very high number, but I've sold this one, so it doesn't make sense as to why I'm still getting rewards for this. I want to get rid of all these like NFTs that I don't do anything with anymore, and that aren't really doing any, like there's no movement. Everybody makes mistakes. These were one of the first NFTs that I bought. Same goes for the Angry Apes, same goes for the Dungeon Destroyers. I was like, I didn't know what I was doing at the start, but I still had them, I still kept them, and I just want to get rid of it because it just looks toxic in my overall my wallet, right? But I'm getting a little bit more tokens again for the mutant ape, so maybe the floor price is up. I don't know whether that's the case or not. These have definitely dropped, so that could be that the floor price of that one has dropped as well, and which is why we're further away from the floor price. No, floor price is still at the same. So again, this doesn't make sense to me at all. Still, floor price is still the same, 0.8. So why do we get less now than we did before? The bull, maybe there's less volume. That could be less volume traded, because that's one of the factors. The bull is 4.3 and it was 0 before. Again, maybe there was no tradable volume before, so that's why there's now tradable volume, and that's why maybe now you do get rewards for that. Let's see, tradable volume. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. There's like a couple of trades there. Four sales, and that's about it. 5. All right, cool. So the calculation here again doesn't make sense. Long story short, we don't really know what this is exactly based off, but it doesn't matter that much. We're still earning a little bit. You're able to claim 7 days. I wouldn't claim the first day because there's nothing there. I wouldn't claim the second day because it's only 40 cents. So we will go off the 19th as the first day, and then we will probably claim it on the 26th. Is that correct? 25th, right? So the 19th is the first day. We got $40 there. We've got 0 on the 20th. We got 20 there. So we've got 40 plus 20 is 60. And then we've got another 40 is 100. And then we've got another 40 is like 105, $110 if you round it off. So we would go, what does it say? 7 days, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 23rd, 24th, and then the 25th. And on the 25th, we will claim and then earn ourselves another $200 just by listing the NFTs in a week. That's decent, right? Again, it's not a whole lot, but considering we're not dealing with too big of a number here, playing with small numbers, then it's a pretty decent gain, I guess. AP or the WEF APR is still low, still nothing, still doesn't earn us anything. It seems like this number is actually lower than it was before. So again, this I have no clue what that means. This is definitely not compounding. This might be just going off to what the rewards were for that day, because this is not going up. I think it was 0001. We should have a look at the previous video. I'll look at it later on at the previous videos to see what the number was here, but I think this is actually less than it was. I can't imagine that I had this many zeros. I thought it were less zeros. Tomorrow we're gonna see what the effect is of this. We have just earned ourselves a couple more tokens because we were sitting at, oh fuck, we didn't write it down. Oh, sorry guys, my bad. 7804, what is it now? We will quickly update it. We should have done that straight away when putting it in, 0805. All right, let's do that now. It is a little bit later, but that's fine. Because we're obviously gonna start new from a new amount, considering we have more tokens as a whole now. So again, it is 7805. So let's just 7805 23/02/1415. There we go. And then what we can do is either continue counting from here and continue from this number, or we can start from 0 from this point and just go daily again from 0, and then we can compare. I think that that'll be clever. Compare the difference between the results that we were getting here and the results that we will be getting here, and then later on down the track we can just add this number up to the latest number that we have there, so we can have the total amount that we've earned in tokens and the total amount that we've compounded. Or well, this is just daily, so that doesn't matter. So it's going to be this number plus the number that's going to be here somewhere down the track when we finish up the last day, and then we will know exactly how much we've earned total. The cool thing will be we can see how much we're earning here in like 3 days, or what is it, how much we've earned in 5 days, and then we can see how much we're earning in 5 days now to see whether putting more money in is actually worth it, yes or no, considering APR is going down. So that's the current update that we have on X2Y2. Price is sitting at 93.75 cents. So this one is definitely not moving. It's slow. It's not updating. This one probably is updating. So the current price is sitting around 40 or 85 cents. Is our sales still in there, or is that one gone already? Let's see whether there's been a lot of sales in there, yes or no. This is not updating because we're not in here. This is not any of us. Let me refresh it one more time. No, we're not in here. We're not this number, we're not this one, we're not this one, and we definitely weren't this long ago, so we're not in here yet. So this one is not fully up to date either. At least our sales are not in there. Maybe it's because we did USDT and not Ethereum. That could be, but not 100% sure. That's all I have for you guys for today. For the X2Y2 update tomorrow, another update on the staking rewards to see whether the extra money that we put in is actually giving us a decent amount of extra return as well. Lastly, you can just hit the subscribe button, bell notification. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.